Good afternoon, yeah. Welcome to the Polity, coming to you live from the Abuja studios of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network, commonly referred to as KAFTAN Television, embedded in the nation's capital, Abuja, precisely Katampe Extension. My name is Macauley, Hunohashi, welcoming all our esteemed viewers from around the world for joining us this afternoon on the Polity. The Polity is a program that takes a deep dive into unfolding political events within Nigeria and even beyond the shores of the most populous black nation on earth. In the course of the show, I'm going to open the telephone line so that viewers, as usual, can be calling in so that they can, share their views with us and their thoughts with us, so that the program can be made conversational and interactive. But at this juncture, let me introduce my special guest who has already joined me in the studio. He's a regular face. He's the KAFTANTV in-house analyst. He's no other person than Dr. Olukayode Obayomi. Dr. Obayomi, you're welcome to the Polity.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, viewers, Dr. Obayomi is a communications specialist and also as well as a security consultant. So much is happening in Nigerian polity. Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday, and it's going to usher the weekend. Like I said, so much is happening in Nigeria, but let's start with a story that is headlining the news, and that is a story that has to do with 36 state governors that have come out with a consensus. Read out a communique after their meeting to back, Dangote Refinery over the sale of petrol, the petroleum product. And Doctor, let me read something briefly before you answer the question. Governor of the 36 states of the Federation just yesterday opposed further importation of petroleum motor spirits by any marketer, otherwise known as Petrol, saying it will work against the newly established Dangote Refinery. And the governors are saying, communicate that that Dangote Refinery had potential for several positive multiplier effects on the economy, including job creation, which is true. They also urged the federal government to intensify efforts to repair the Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and Warri refineries, even as the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, disclosed that government was gaining about 700 billion naira monthly from crude for naira sale as well as the removal of subsidy. Now, the governors are saying marketers should not go, importing the product. And then they are saying Dangote does not have the product that he cannot meet their demand. But governors are saying no. Dangote can meet your demand, so do not go for importation. Go and queue up and collect the products from Dangote Refinery. When you received this news, what went through your mind?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think for once we have to commend our governors of the 36 states for coming out on the part of the people, for supporting a particular policy or making pronunciation, supporting the interest of the people. Because you get worried that when you have something within, why should people be going to import? At least you try by our standard, the local source should be cheaper compared with bringing in, and we don't even have this foreign exchange. Our foreign exchange system is in total disarray. So the more you go and buy from outside, you use forex, and the inflation rate will be going up and up.
Because that's a capital flight.
Yes, seriously after. So the governors have done well, and I hope the president will listen to them, that people should not import anymore. My people say, whatever you have inside your pocket, you don't go to Sokoto because Sokoto, your pockets, you don't go to Sokoto to look for it. We have this thing within. And a man has invested such a huge, humongous financial asset in this thing to help build the nation. But people are still going out. You see, I get worried. Now, what is in it that people cannot just do the right thing to ensure the economy bounces back to its feet? Because the governors have done well, and I hope the president too will support them, that we should only buy from this man, even if only for the purpose of patronage and for the economy we should kind of look inward. When you look inward, it will have effect on the economy because the man will sell more, he will employ more, he will produce more, and the economy will be better. It's better for the economy instead of carrying our money and taking it to other countries to go and import fuel at a very high rate. So it's a very commendable pronunciation by the 36th governor, and I commend them at least for once on this, because people have been criticizing. Yes, people have been criticizing the activities of the governors in the subnational level, that these people are not doing anything. But maybe that is where they are waking up from their slumber. They should wake up and also support the president to ensure that the economy runs well, because the economy is in total disarray, and the people are really suffering, and we need to take some steps to address some of these problems.
I quite agree with you that this position taken by the governors is people-centered, and but the ordinary Nigerians, his concern is, availability of the product as well as affordability. And now the Dangote Refinery is saying petroleum marketers, independent marketers, cannot get the product directly from Dangote Refinery without the approval of NNPCL. What's your reaction?
But that is wrong. You said you have deregulated the sector. Why are you intervening again? Let anybody that has money go and buy from the man that has the product to sell, and let them sell to the public directly. Why are we doing the middleman role again when you said you have deregulated? Let's deregulate. I don't understand these things, because at times you tend to think that what is really wrong. Well, how did we get to where we are as a country? That people will just do things that are highly abnormal, things that are not. If you start thinking, I don't know, but I think they should allow things to flow normally. They have deregulated that sector. Let the sources on demand and supply apply. You are not bearing any subsidy anymore. So why are you still intervening? There's no burden for you. You have removed that burden that the people should bear it, and the people are bearing it. Leave that sector for it to run its full course, so that we have the forces of demand and supply determining the price, and let it be available. Because now the thing is expensive, it's going on every day. It's not available. I can seek you all over Abuja. All the NPC stations in Abuja, they have queues. So I don't really know. I think government should look into this thing. If you say you have no more, you have deregulated, please let's do total deregulation and let the people benefit, so that we know whoever has the money will buy, and those who don't have, they will know how to live their life. But in any case, I think it's good for us to allow the forces of demand and supply, if they are not subsidizing this. Normally, subsidizing, there's nothing wrong in that, because in every country of the world, you subsidize one thing or the other for social reasons, to support the people. But now that you say you are not subsidizing, the World Bank, IMF doesn't want us to put any subsidy. Good. But why are you saying people should not go and buy directly again? Putting obstacles on the way of those who have their cash to buy for the man who has the thing to sell. I think they should allow Nigeria to benefit. This is a God-given gift. This is a God-given resources that Nigeria should benefit. And if you say we should not buy, we should buy at the normal rate, good. But people should allow the normal system to run its full course, so that we can have the benefits at the long run.
Well, I like your sound of optimism. And one other concern is in the area of NNPC, because it smells of meddlesomeness, because NNPC is a private entity.
Yes.
It's a limited liability company that's out there to do business.
Yeah.
Why is it also having a regulatory role? Why is it playing?
It's not bastardizing the whole thing. You say you want to run a free economy, still you are still intervening. It's contradictory, highly contradictory. So they should allow this thing. Like you say, it's a private business. Why are they still controlling the sector as if they are like the former old NNPC that was acting for government? They said they have privatized it. Let them also operate like every other private company in that sector, and let them go to Dangote if they want to buy for their outlets. Let them go and buy from Dangote from their outlets. Then let other people buy. Then we can have competitive pricing in the market system, instead of just creating yourself as a gate man, collecting tolls for doing nothing. Dangote is the one that is producing. You are not the one producing, and the man wants to sell. The man said he has a lot of things in his tanks.
He's in business.
And yes, and you are not allowing him to sell. I don't understand.
In fact, he even said he wants to offload the
stocks he has. Yes. I had him on TV saying it, that he has the fuel. Let people come and buy. It's so funny. It's so funny. The Nigerians are yearning to have fuel. Let them have fuel. Please, let them have fuel.
Well, I like what the governor's position is saying, and you alluded to the fact that they are now people-centered with their positions. And one of the things they also mentioned was that Dangote Refinery has the potential for several positive multiplier effects in the economy, on the economy, including job creation.
Yes.
Do you believe them?
Yeah, because the more we buy, you will want to, you see, once the market is growing and there's demand for his product, definitely he wants to expand his facilities. And as he's expanding his facilities, he will be engaging more Nigerians. And that will also help in reducing the level of unemployment in our country. So definitely, if we see, when you start a business and you are selling, definitely the business will be growing. And when it's growing, you will need more hands. You need more equipment. You have more money to invest in the system. You go modern instead of using the old archaic machinery. So definitely it's going to impact on the economy. It's going to inflate the economy very well, positively. And it's going to actually employment. Because I'm sure the number of people employed there now, if the man starts making money from his business, it will expand. And more Nigerians will be engaged. And it's going to be better for the government. At least their image that they are reducing unemployment in the country.
Well, the communique by the governors went further to appeal to the federal government to intensify efforts to repair the Kaduna, Port Harcourt and Warri refinery. I'm hoping that it is beyond the mere rhetorics politicians are known for.
Yeah, I think it's a very good advice, because I said it sometime on a particular program that we seem to have even forgotten about this our local refineries. That we are just talking about importation, and then Dangote has come, and that Dangote should be a challenge to those who are in position of authority in Nigeria, especially those who are in charge of the oil sector.
Yes.
That an individual can come up with this gigantic investment in that sector when we have all these refineries in Kaduna, in Port Harcourt, they are not working for years, and a single man can come up. It should be a challenge to our oil experts in this country, and they should be challenged that let us allow these ones to work. I'm sure if those three refineries are working with Dangote, working together for the economy, I think Nigerian economy will be on the path of recovery. We'll start being on the path of recovery, because it's like we have abandoned those refineries all over because we're just talking about importation, and it's not going to help us. Don't let us kill our local industries, because that's the only way we can develop, and the economy can develop, the people can be comfortable, the government will be able to take care of the interests of the people. Nigerian government has invested so much in the refineries over the years. Why are we just abandoning them? And people are working there receiving salaries, doing nothing, producing nothing for years. I'm sure people are still there. There are people, there's a lot of Nigerians in the employment of that place, receiving salaries and emoluments and allowances. And they are not producing anything. They are not adding anything to the economy of the country. It's really very sad. So we should learn, government should make attempt to revamp, do their turnaround maintenance, TMA, regularly, and let us get results from it. We've been on this TMA, turnaround maintenance for many years, and these things are not, the variants have not been turned around, and it's really unfortunate. So Dangote should be a challenge to our government, to our people in the oil sector, those who are managing the refineries. Okay. They should be challenged. If a single soul can do this, why are we? And it's because of our selfish interest. Yes. That's why it is like this. It's not as if those refineries cannot work. They can work, and they will work if Nigerians are determined, if the people who are in charge are determined that this thing should work. But Dangote should be a challenge to our local people in the oil sector, that we can always do it. And with that, those refineries working with Dangote, we don't need to import a liter from anywhere. We may even be selling to other West African countries at good rate. So let us revamp these refineries so that they can also give support to Dangote's production, and that will inflate the Nigerian economy.
Doctor, while you were talking, my mind, drifted to something else. I remember how much Dangote expended to put up his refinery is $20 billion US dollars. Yes. And he did that. He put the refinery in place in less than 3 years. Yeah. Nigeria went to UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, asking for debt forgiveness of $121 billion US dollars. $121 billion US dollars. And then Dangote used $20 billion to put up one refinery that all eyes are on it today. So it beats your imagination that a government that has expended or wasted, let me use the right word, wasted $121 billion, asking the multinational, lending institutions to forgive that country of misappropriating 121 billion naira. how would you react to this?
This thing saddens one's heart, because you will find out that a lot of resources have gone under the drain in this country. Over the years, each government comes in, they are even borrowing for the next generation of Nigerians to come and pay. How can we accumulate? What did we use all those monies we are talking? Where did they invest them? Rather than just some of these people just collecting them and fritting them away in the way they want. So it's a very sad story that with just $20 billion, that Dangote can do what he has done. We have that resources. Even Nigeria, if we discipline ourselves, block loopholes, reduce corruption, Nigeria can save this money within 2 to 3 years and get its investment done. But the little people that are holding Nigeria by the jugular will not allow this country to operate. And I hope God would release us from their stranglehold one of these days. It's really getting to the peak. The people are really pushed to the wall. And I hope we'll be able to address this problem and ensure that the welfare of the people is well taken care of. Okay,
the governor of Imo State was the person that read the communique, by the governors. And let me quote him here, talking about OPEC. OPEC is the acronym of Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. You have to be an petroleum exporting country for you to be a member of OPEC. Yes. We have not been exporting over the years before the advent of Dangote Refinery. And let me quote him. He said, he was asking a very salient question here. Which other member of OPEC, country of our status, is now refining crude oil in that country? So we shouldn't encourage that. I think I want to support buying petroleum products in Naira, buying crude oil in Naira, refining it here. Yeah. And then he went further to say, if you refine petroleum products locally, you will create jobs, you will curb unemployment, you will keep people busy, you will reduce crime, and then you will also be proud to answer and be called an oil-producing nation.
Yes.
How would you react to that?
Yeah, that would be honorable for us, because if you cannot produce to satisfy your local population, the daily demands of Nigerians, how can you be proud that you are exporting when you cannot feed your family? You are thinking of helping people outside. Then you are not a responsible man. So as a country, we must be able to produce for our local consumption first. Then we now think of selling to other countries. But because of the greed that is worrying people who are holding us to ransom, they prefer importing and maybe even freighting them across the border to go and sell at higher rates. A lot of illegal activities are going on at the border. But I think what we should focus more is local consumption. Let us be able to, and we just only need to determine what we consume every day. Because I'm sure we are not even sure of the amount of fuel, the amount of petrol we consume in this country every day. We don't have good statistics. I'm sure the statistics they've been giving us is over-bloated. Is over-bloated. So let us know how much we are consuming so that we can do a lot of planning to solve that problem, to address that requirements. Then we can now start thinking of exporting to other. The West African market is very buoyant, and fuel is a major thing in running the economy of any country. So I'm sure we have a very good market at the West African level. But we should also take care of ourselves. We cannot be hungry and be thinking of exporting. Then that will not make us look like a responsible father in the house. So it's good to export, but let us take care of our local consumption. Let the people be satisfied with what they have at good rate and availability, ensure availability at all times. Then we can now start thinking of making profit from selling outside. That's my view.
Okay, now, how embarrassing is it that for all these years, our only three refineries, and over $1.something trillion has been expended to turn around, even the word the phrase has become a cliche, turnaround maintenance. Till today, none of the three refineries, the Kaduna refineries here very close to Abuja, none of them can refine and produce 1 cup or 1 liter of the product.
And that has been as a result of serious mismanagement and corruption. They earmark humongous amount of money every year. They will tell us the Kaduna refinery will start producing in November. Before you get to November, they will shift the post again. Shift the post and say maybe it's January. They will say Port Harcourt is almost ready. We'll be producing. We start hearing stories day by day. And I'm sure Nigerians are tired of these people. These people should be tired of the antics too. Because Nigerians are tired. You don't even know what to believe anymore. They have spent trillions of dollars on turnaround maintenance of something that cannot be turned around. I don't know whether it's the obsolete nature of the equipment that is the equipment in the refineries, or if you really want to, if you cannot turn around, why not change this machinery to modern ones that can produce? We have the money, but I think people are benefiting from this continuous turnaround system, and they are benefiting. Every year you turn around and no result. People should be ashamed of themselves. Those who are in charge of those refineries should be ashamed of themselves. I have somebody who works in INEC. I used to say, you and I, say, don't say I'm ashamed of. People say, I have somebody like that. He said, I don't want people to know I work in INEC.
Okay.
I'm telling you. So I was surprised. I said, are you ashamed? He said,
don't want people to
he said, he doesn't want them to know. So people working in these refineries should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah.
They have been taking our resources. Where are they putting it? At least if the things start working, we know the money they are investing on the turnaround maintenance has brought dividend. But now, no dividend.
Okay. Dr. Bayemi, let's open our telephone line so that our vibrant callers can begin to call in to make the program interactive and conversational. The telephone is right there on your screen. Please, viewers, as usual, do call in. Let's hear your thoughts. Let's share your feelings. What do you think about supply of petrol in Nigeria, with regards to back and forth, comments between Dangote Refinery and NNPCL as well as federal government. And let me ask you, Doctor, Dangote Refinery has said that they have advised IPMAN, Independent Petrol Marketers Association of Nigeria, to register with them directly, so that they can have unfettered access to the product. And Dangote also said they can be able to load 2,900 trucks every day, and also evacuate the product, by sea.
I think that's a very fantastic revelation that they can load as much as that in a day. And I'm sure with that, the local demand will be adequately taken care of. People should just know, because I listened to the president of these independent people on TV about 2 days ago. He was saying that they have not been told that fuel is available. I started looking at, say, what is this person saying? That you have not been told, you need something. Are you not the one that's supposed to go there that I want to buy? You pay and you buy. But I don't know, Nigerians, a lot of things are going on under the counter that you can't really know what is crying inside the radio. Because it looks so mysterious and so unbelievable that what is really happening? You need something to provide for Nigerians. You need fuel. Somebody is selling fuel locally. Still, you prefer to go and be buying from outside. It's not really, I can't understand it. It's highly ununderstandable. So, but we should allow Nigerians to breathe. I keep on saying it. Let us do things that will bring succor. Let us do things that will bring happiness. Let us do things that will bring comfort to the lives of the average Nigerian. The Nigerians they are already pushed to the wall. And I hope somebody will come with this solution to help us get out of this mess that we are into.
Okay, let's move to the National Assembly now, but still talking about oil. Okay, let's take this caller. Yeah, our first caller. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Amadu Bayo from Ondo State.
Amadu, Ondo State. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Issue of petroleum operations, I seriously as the government is just deceiving people, especially the president. Why should the president deal in ministers of the petroleum? Now, and it's a president that wants Nigeria to be good, and it's a minister, and it's not doing anything over there. And I want the Dangote himself to talk to Nigeria and tell us actually what is happening about this petroleum.
Exactly.
Honestly speaking, I don't know. Dangote himself, if he show up himself, you tell us the reality, as well the NNPC and the President Tinubu, anyway, apology if it is wrong. I don't know how the Tinubu can do anything there. I want to advise the Tinubu to lead the Minister for a Rational Person to handle. Let it take the presidency. Or let it be sitting there. I know, but I don't know what to say. These people are deceiving Nigeria abstractly. I would better advise, if Dangote want to help the Nigeria, he should tell us the reality, what is happening, what is transpiring, so that we will know whether it's NNPC or Dangote himself, so that Nigeria will know where to cry, where to voice out. So that's my contribution.
Thank you, Amadou from Ondo State, for your brilliant contribution. We appreciate you for always calling to give us a brilliant perspective. And now, yesterday, Doctor, the Senate chairman of the ad hoc committee of the Senate leader, Bamidele Opeyemi, sponsored a motion on the need for the two chambers of the National Assembly, that's the Senate and House of Reps, to investigate alleged economic sabotage in the petroleum industry. What's your take on that?
It's a good step. I hope they will be sincere with their investigation. And after the investigation, what happens? We are very good at setting up committees, investigating committees, fact-finding committees in this country. We are very good at setting up committees. But what comes out of this committee is the issue. And at the end of the day, even when you come out with good reports, we have good reports, we have intelligent people in this country who can contribute towards advising government. But do they implement it? No. It's left at the level of getting covered with dust on the shelf. So we need to really try to implement what will come out. I know they will come out with beautiful resolution, come out with beautiful recommendations. But how are these ones implemented? Once they are implemented, I think in the right way, it will help the economy. But this investigation they are making, they should do it and they should implement. They should follow up with the president. Let them start telling the government as an assembly, as a law-making body, the truth. Because they are closer to the people. They should know the people are suffering. So that when they come out with their report, they should impress it on the government to implement so that we can start getting results. Okay,
now there's this revelation by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edom. He has disclosed that effective from last month, that is October, 2024, the federal government will be making about 700 billion naira monthly as gains accruing from the sale of crude in naira and the subsidy removal policies. How did you receive that?
That's very, very heartwarming, very interesting that they are making money and they are telling us how much they are making. But how do they invest this money? How do they expend this money? That they should tell Nigerians where they want to be putting this money, where they want to invest this humongous amount of money that they are getting from the sweat of Nigerians, from the sufferings of Nigerians. They should not just allow this particular fund to go down the drain in the usual way that is done in this country. They should let every month, once they make that money, it's not to share amongst some governors that will go and do whatever they like with it, that we'll hear every day. Government should have a strategic plan on how they are going to be expending this money that they are making from removal of subsidy and sales of crude oil on monthly basis. Let them make publication. In every state, this is what we are doing. We are investing in transportation. We are investing in the industry. We are creating employment. We are establishing factories and industries with the private sector, jointly with the private sector, so that they will manage it well and so that they can employ Nigerians. So we should not just say we are making this money. What are we doing with these resources that is coming from the removal of subsidy? We must know. And it's not just going to buy some buses, buy some that after some time. The funniest thing about all this bus program that they do for transportation is that after some time, all the buses will just disappear like pin, as if they are pins, that you will not see them anymore. They come with huge, long buses for transportation. But after some time, what happens to those buses? We don't see them on the road anymore. So they should do concrete things that will impact directly on the life of Nigerians. And it's not going to be, it's not like sharing 5,000 to some people, some innocuous personality that we don't know. So they should invest this money in tangible things, in the power sector, in the petroleum sector, in the refineries, and let us get results. Rather than saying we are happy that you are making money and we are happy to contribute, we are bearing the pains of the subsidy removal, but make sure those monies are spent in a judicious way that will touch directly the lives of the ordinary Nigerian. It's not just to go and give it to one minister that they will be using to award contracts, inflated contracts. Somebody flying to a state where there's no airport. You say they are flying, they will just fritter this money away. No. The president should monitor the expenses of each ministry that is allocated fund. They should monitor it.
Yeah.
That's why it's there, and that's why somebody said he should leave petroleum to somebody. Let him go and face the issue of daily governance, proper good governance, and let's leave petroleum to those who are experts in that area. Then they can report to him, and he will be able to know. Because I keep on asking myself, since presidents have been acting or performing the role of Minister for Petroleum, have we seen this? Have you seen changes, positive changes? What is the essence? I thought they normally reserve that portfolio for themselves in order to be able to supervise that sector effectively. But what are we getting from that? So there's no difference. We remember the good old days of the David West of Nigeria, of this country, who managed the resources very well. Many other good ministers who are very vast in that area, they did well. But since presidents have been making themselves presidential minister, what changes has Nigerian benefited from it? You start asking yourself. So it's of no use. It's just adding more to the problem. You have enough problem as the president of the country to address political problems, economic problems. Leave the health sector. Let them come and report to you like every other sector is reporting. Then you can control. But when you put this one, in any case, if there are problems in the health sector, to see the president may not be easy for those who are managing the sector. But if there's a minister, they can walk to the minister can talk with the PS, a permanent secretary in the ministry, and they can resolve and maybe bring the problem to the president for final approval. But now, who is going to ask the president, why did you have not done this, you have not done that? But the president can summon a minister of petroleum. If the thing is there's problem, what are you doing there? Then give more instruction. But who is going to summon the president? No, so whatever we get, we get. So they should allocate that portfolio to very competent people in that sector and let them report to the president. And the president can also, because the essence of allocating the portfolio to the presidency is, to me, Nigerians are not seeing it. And it's not with this government alone. From past government, during Buhari government, it was there. And the thing started getting worse since then.
Doctor, you talked about the lack of proper organization of safety nets in the country, or rather social interventions, and you also alluded to the 5,000 naira being disbursed to faceless people. And let me read something that the Minister of Economy, the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said yesterday. He said that 3.5 billion naira had already been disbursed to 11,000 beneficiaries of the government consumer credit scheme, while 90 billion had also been given to 500,000 beneficiaries of the students' loan scheme so far. Many people doubt this.
The problem is that they say they give money to people, but you will not meet somebody on the street or in your street or in your area, in your family, that will say, I benefited. See, it's like whether these monies are being given to ghosts. I don't know. Or to spirits. Such amount of money. At what rate are you giving individual? And what are they going to do to it? Because like that 5,000 you are giving people, or 30,000, 20,000. What can you do with 5,000 or 20,000 in this present Nigeria? Rather than just for the man to go and sit down in the beer parlor and drink beer with it for 2 days, and he will come back to his situation.
So let me quote his words verbatim. He said, in a quote, the student loan scheme has reached over 500,000 students, and it has disbursed over 90 billion, and that is to the institutions for the students' fees directly, and then to the students for their upkeep, and its interest-free loan. Of course, it's provided access to higher education to so many who otherwise will not afford them. And there are so many people that we know today that cannot have access to the tertiary institutions.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they cannot afford it.
Yes. The way they said they are doing it, I hope it's going to impact positively on the life of the ordinary Nigerian students. Because when you give money to authorities in the university, I've been fortunate to work in the university. I'm still working in an institution. The level of corruption going on in the university system, you start asking yourself that. When academics, even when they criticize government, you look at them as hypocrites. Yes, because if you now pass money to the account of a university, they will fritter it away. But in any case, maybe let's say that's the best way you can do it for now, instead of giving it to the student. Because give it to the student, the Nigerian student too, what are they going to do with it? So, but I hope these monies are being disbursed to the right people who are in need, not the children of those who can afford to send their children to school. They should disperse it to those who are critically in need of these resources, so that they can have access to higher education, they can have access to better their life, and they can have access, other people, to children too can grow. It should not just be the children of the elite or the political class that should grow and become successful in life. You see, when everybody is happy and things are good for everybody, the country will be a better place to live. So it's not just be me, we alone. Let us do things to help the poor. That program was designed to help assist those who are indigent, those who cannot afford to access higher education. And government should ensure that it is not just being given to some people who already have the means to access higher education, but for those genuinely, for those who don't have need, who has the need for higher education. And it should be done objectively, on merit. On merit. It should be done on merit. And it should be shared equally to address every part of this country. It should not just be given to a particular sector or a particular part of the country. It should be, if it's 10 they are given to each state, let it go round. And it should be given to the best 10 in those states, the heads in the institution, so that they can come back and help develop this country. So we need to be sincere for once in all these our programs, so that Nigerians can feel the impact of the good programs. They are very good programs. It's the implementation that's always our problem. Because you start asking yourself, who and who have benefited? Who and who have you seen that have benefited?
Well, benefited, yeah.
That is the problem. But they are good program, well thought out program, well planned program, but the implementation is what we are going to advise government to make sure it is targeted to those who are in need, not those who have already acquired a lot of resources of this country to themselves and they are getting more. It's not going to help the country. And they should also be careful with the poor. The poor are getting poorer. And in that situation,
and they're angrier.
It's angrier, and the rich should be careful. The rich should be careful. They are becoming too comfortable, and they are feeling that nothing can happen. But I hope we won't have trouble in this country. God will continue to help us. But our leaders, the elite, the rich people, should think of the poor people, so that everybody will be in. We all live in harmony. We all live in peace. We all live in happiness. They should bring comfort and happiness to the life of the people. It's not just one sector. We are all part owners of this country. We are all part owners. We are all supposed to be beneficiaries of the goodies with which God has blessed this country. And this country is well endowed.
That's right.
Human resources, material resources, everything everywhere. You throw away a seed somewhere, it will grow anywhere in this country. There's no barren land in Nigeria. But our people are making this country that God has created, flowing with milk and honey, to look like a barren land, because the people are suffering. And I hope God will touch their hearts to help the people to benefit from what God has given us as a natural resources.
But the doctor, Nigeria has currently 25 modular refineries, licensed modular refineries. Well, we are not hearing about them.
We can't hear about them because the illegal refineries have overshadowed them. Because the refineries, they get quick money, huge money, lot of fraudulent things going on there. So illegal refineries managed by some of our top people in the society. There's nobody who can establish no small man, small quote and unquote, in terms of resources, can establish an illegal refinery or refinery. Even the modular one. But the modular one are not functioning because I'm sure the people who were given license, they feel that when they calculate whatever they are going to gain from the establishment of those, it may not be profitable for them. Because those who are getting it free through illegal bunkering will sell at a cheaper rate. And they may eventually get out of business. I'm sure that's why most of them are not, they've not started their operations. Because if you are giving license, it's supposed to have started. But we're not even seeing anything about all those things. And these are the units that can help make the oil sector very vibrant. Small modular refineries bringing out products. If the big ones cannot be turned around, let us do the manageable ones, the small manageable ones that can produce. Just like I was saying somewhere in the morning, that you decentralize the source of power, decentralize to the region, decentralize to the state. Most state governments are doing their independent power supply project, and they are supplying their ministries, they are supplying their secretariats with light. Why are we holding not to the national grid that the federal government must have exclusive something? Though it looks like they have divested a little from it, but they should divest totally. If you want to run a free economy, run a free economy. Don't be appropriating and reprobating on issues. That's why if you want to do direct investment, do direct investment. If you want to privatize, privatize and remove your hand. There should be no serious regulation in terms of people having access to what you have said you have deregularized. So this is what we are saying. And I hope if government has taken to some of this advice, it will help our country.
Okay, I've also listened to someone who say there are those that are called illegal refineries, particularly in the Niger Delta. And whenever they are discovered by the authorities, what the military does is to go and bomb them. Yeah. I've listened to someone who is advocating for invitation to be extended to these people, because they have the technical expertise. Yes. That technical expertise can be harnessed and fine-tuned, and then so that they can be reintegrated into the society, into the mainstream oil production sector, so that they can come and add value. What do you think? Yeah, that's a very good one. Though we will not be too in support of legalizing what is illegal. But if that is what will help us, we can legalize them, because these people, Nigerians, have expertise. They have this technical ability. Look at what happened during the Civil War. What our brother Easterners were able to do, improvise from improvisation. Yes. The Nigerians can do, even the illegal refineries too. They are doing a lot of, they are improvising locally. So that means if you refine these improvised facilities, it can help us deliver. They can deliver. So they should bring them to a round table, refine them, give them more training for them to be able to modernize what they are doing. And that can also help us, instead of turning around, doing turnaround maintenance that cannot turn anything around. They're not turning anything around. Let us use our own local. Nobody gives you technology on a platter of gold. Nobody will give you. You either modify what you have, steal what you can steal, join to it, and make it your own. And nobody will do that to you just on a platter of gold. No country will do that. No, there's no Father Christmas anywhere. These are capitalist countries operating in their own interest. You have to extricate yourself from their stranglehold before you'll be able to do what you want to do. So the international capitalist system does not allow for free meal anywhere. You better prepare your own and get your own. So if we modify this and refine this, what's it called, local illegal, what we call illegal, that is what the Igbo man said we should call it. That is what the advanced countries say we should call it. It's illegal because we are not. If we have them, we won't be able to patronize them, and we're also accepting. Is a brainwashing. It's tuning our mind to call whatever we have illegal. It's illegal because maybe they are stealing. But what they are doing, it can be modified to help our own economy. Can be modified to ensure that we produce this thing locally, so that we forget about importing some of this equipment that we are not getting right up till now. So it's a good way to bring them on board, train them, give them the necessary support, so that we can start having production instead of polluting the environment, destroying, and whether we like it or not, it's part of the resources of the economy. Though it was gotten illegally, but what is being destroyed is still part of our own economy. It's part of the resources of Nigeria. Yes. So in the wrong hands, let's say it's in the wrong hands. But you ask yourself, what about those who are stealing in public office? Are those resources not in the wrong hands? So if that can be justified, pen robbery, then all these ones too should be brought up, refine them, bring them on board, and let us devise our own way of handling this thing. So we don't need to depend so much on everything coming from abroad, importation. We can do our own. Look at how far China has gone because of looking inward. Yeah. China has gone. They have left us far behind. So we should also start from somewhere. No basis for comparison. No basis. We should start from somewhere. This is a well-endowed country. The brains are there. The talents are there. The resources are there. It's just for a government that will be able to harness these resources, manage them, plan well, and get the results delivered. That's what we need. And we need to start from somewhere in this country. So they should be well managed. I don't support just polluting the environment, destroying everything and burning them. Or you seize them and turn them to what can be useful to the society. Okay. Well, Doctor, I would like to apologize to our viewers for the technical glitches, because I've been noticing drop calls. Many of our vibrant callers have been trying to get to us so that they can air their views and share their thoughts with us, but the telephones lines are not friendly today, and we sincerely apologize for that. Our technicians Our technicians are doing all that they could to ensure that our vibrant callers have a smooth sell so that we can hear them, so that they can share their thought with us. This program was primarily set up so that we can avail a platform to Nigerians where they can air their views, where they can say their mind, because where they can be free to exercise their constitutional franchise of expressing their views, to government. And our duty here in the studios as journalists is to set agenda for government. We have a caller. Hello, you are on to the Polity live from KAFTANTV. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, good afternoon, my distinguished and erudite host.
S.O. Dudu.
S.O. Dudu, calling from Cross River State.
S.O. Dudu, I can see. Go ahead from Cross River.
Good evening, the guests in the studio. Thank you so much. Supply of petroleum.
Yes.
36 governors back Dangote Refinery.
Yes.
Well, it's a very good development. But let me differ with them.
Okay.
It is quite unfortunate that a country like Nigeria, for about 20-something years,
yes,
that they have been promising us that they have been carrying out maintenance in our refinery. I cannot just imagine.
Yes.
They are appropriating funds, saying they are doing a turnaround maintenance. I don't know the nature of the turnaround maintenance. I don't know whether they go there, the big Govs will go and then turn around and then go back and then distribute the money among themselves.
So
I don't know the meaning of that turnaround maintenance. But I want to use this platform to actually urge the Tinubu government,
yes,
that as a matter of importance, that if you want to actually leave a footprint and indelible mark, that Nigerians will not forget him in a hurry. We should try in the next 2 or 3 years and fix at least one of the Nigeria refineries.
Okay.
To fix one of the Nigeria refinery. It doesn't take anything. It's a single individual.
Exactly.
A single individual like Dangote, wholeheartedly, single-handedly, have set up a refinery. Then the government is not doing anything. I don't know. If you see, there is a serious conspiracy theory among those in the government. Serious one. If you ask now, I will tell you, without missing words, without being afraid of anyone, there's a serious conspiracy theory. They want to go into privatization by encouraging private investors. That is not a bad one anyway. It's a welcome development. But they should try and seize our local refinery, Nigeria refinery.
That's right.
It will go a long way to help us. The governor should be bold to do the needful. And again, not only that, they should begin to give operational licenses to private individuals also to operate a modular refinery. These guys are in the creek of Niger Delta that are operating this illegal refinery that our military forces are destroying. They should call them to the round table and discuss. I think this will help us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, also, Dudu. Thank you, also, Dudu. I'm sure I'll be expecting your call because we're going to check topic after this short break where we're going to be discussing regional development commissions, and the need for them to. Can you respond to some of the issues you raised?
Yeah, I think it's really has said the truth about the ongoings in the sector. That government should allow these private people. They should bring them on board, refine them, and let them follow the process of contributing positively to the oil sector. Then secondly, he was talking about the turnaround maintenance that has not done, whether they just go to the spot and turn around on the spot and go back to their offices.
Okay, Doctor, let's take this call.
That's a very sarcastic.
Hello, very sarcastic. I like Dudu for that.
Yes.
Very, very witty.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Hunohashi.
Awusko from Kaduna.
Awusko, our regular caller from Kaduna. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, you are doing a nice job.
Thank you, Awusko, Kaduna.
You see, God has blessed Nigeria, as the doctor said.
That's right.
With oil, with oil since the days of Gowon. Even when Gowon said money is not a problem, but how to spend
How
it.
to spend it?
But the Nigerian masses have not benefited from this oil. Oil that is supposed to be a blessing has become a curse. Billions of naira and dollars have been siphoned by our leaders, which is very bad. Nigeria is supposed to enjoy the oil sector. We are not supposed to be buying oil, and they are trying to make it to be 2,000. And oil is the backbone of our economy.
That's right.
It affects everything.
Yes.
It affects everything. So I'm advancing the Tinubu government to please. Tinubu is old enough. He's our father. What is he looking for again? But service to the nation. To serve the people and leave a legacy. So that posterity will remember him.
Yes.
They're trying to amass the wealth of the nation again. It's why told us they are rich. So it should serve Nigeria better instead of the system that is presently going on. And as the minister, as the president, they want to become Minister of Petroleum. Just as the doctor said, it has not benefited Nigerians. You look for credible people, as the doctor said, in and outside Nigeria, bring them to revive our oil sector so that we Nigerians will benefit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Wusko, for your perspective this afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we need to really work in the interest of the people, like we said. There are a lot of ideas, committees, bodies set up to look into this, to look into that. And I'm sure some of these bodies and committees shone out good recommendations for government to implement. But government needs the real strong political will to do some of these things. They should not care about whose ox is God. Because some of these policies will touch, maybe they will touch on the workings of some of the people who have assisted them to get to power, but they should also always think in the interest of the majority of Nigerians. If fuel is made available and is cheap, I know some people will lose their source of illegal, source of wealth accumulation, and they won't be happy. But the government should not care about those people because they are in the minority. We should care about the interest of the majority, and that's what the government is there to serve. So the government should implement some of these policies. I know they have good policies, they have good ideas, they have good intentions for the Nigerian people. But they should let us see this in practice, they should let us see it in reality. Let us see it being churned out every day, and let Nigerians come out of their homes every day and let them be happy. Not getting out and seeing policies, decisions that are always on the negative side. On the positive, let's see positive things happening to the life of Nigerians. Some people want to tell you that since they were born, they've not even had any good story about this country. You come out every day, you hear, you see long queues, you see the NEPA blackout, everything, you start wondering. So government should use this opportunity given to them. Like I said, it's an opportunity given to them to serve the people.
Doctor, let's take this caller. Hello, good afternoon. You are on to the Polity, live from KAFTANTV. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Go ahead, your name.
My name is Do Good. I'm here from Port Harcourt.
Do Good from Port Harcourt.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying I can say supply of petrol.
Yes.
I just wonder what NNPC business is in this country. NNPC. This word NNPC. What is their problem? What is their headache? The whole refinery for many years now have been down. And they are pumping money, trillions of naira, trillions of dollars into the refinery.
Yeah.
But no one is still up to now, up to 1 liter of petrol. Why NNPC is focusing in Dangote refinery?
Yes.
To impose more fees, hardship to Nigerians. Dangote is supposed to create for that. Now, NNPC has made it so that to go higher to 1,000 something. It's an NNPC regulator of petrol in Nigeria. So this NNPC, please, if they're not taking time, we're going to spread it off. Don't do anything. Don't do anything at all in Nigeria. Because it's more pain to Nigerians. NNPC should be taken care of. Please, people should stop the NNPC. Because every day for the thief, and one day for the owner. God bless you all. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so very much. Do Good. He's our regular caller also.
Okay.
I know he takes a very, very defiant position whenever he calls into share his perspective with us. Can you respond to it?
Yeah, you can see the tone of the average Nigerian, the way they express themselves. Everybody's almost, we are fed up of everything that is happening in this country. Frustration, sign of hopelessness, sign of frustration everywhere. Our leaders should think of this. I know they say they have good intentions, and some of them do. But when you are doing something and people are complaining, people are bitterly complaining against your policies, you should change gear. If you are doing a policy that is not bringing the desired result, let us try other things. Don't say that I know all this, I know all syndrome. It doesn't work. You are in an age where ideas should flow from every part of the country. And the leadership role is to aggregate good ideas for governance. It's not a fighting engagement. It's an engagement to harness the best brains to help harness the resources of this country and make life more comfortable. Ensure the welfare of the people and security. Those are the two things.
That's right.
But the two aspects is not really well taken care of. You can see the hopelessness in the voice of Nigerians. And our leaders should please ensure that they bring hope, they bring succor, and they bring happiness to the life of our people. It will be a good achievement on their part, and it will be, their names will be written in gold in the annals of Nigerian history.
Well, oil exploration is gaining grounds across Nigeria. States like Bauchi, there are prospects for oil. And, this will be good news for even the modular refinery concept. But why are we going the whole hog to explore other areas when we cannot even fix the existing ones? Do you see any confusion there?
You see, maybe because the world is going the other way too. You know, we are like follow. We don't have our own, we can't chart our own course. I'm telling you. Leadership should chart the course for the country to follow. But because if they say something is happening now, they are talking about gas, using gas in our vehicle because they are doing it in America, because they are doing it elsewhere. But is it really feasible and practicable here? When we cannot, the oil that we have that we can use to help our people, it has become a source of agony and stress. Then you are not thinking of, we have gas too, but it's a new dimension in world energy consumption. And it's good. It's a good invention. What I'm saying is that the one we know that we have been doing for years cannot be provided at a rate that is affordable and availability is not there. Then you are thinking of this one now that the average Nigerian may not be able to because whether we like it or not, the gas thing may not be refined locally. Maybe you still have to take it elsewhere. I don't know how they operate it, but we should perfect what we are doing first. Ensure that we are good at this before we start follow this thing. The capitalist world is just taking you to a point to exploit you, nothing more. That's how the international capital system works. They are not doing it for you. They are doing it for themselves. And they are doing it for their people. They don't care who sucks is God. They exploit other people in their own interest.
Free market capitalism.
Exactly. You have to extricate yourself from their stranglehold. And it has to be deliberately done. Look at how America is trying to control China. China has blossomed economically, but the US is still controlling them, trying to ensure that they have their own way and in the interest of their people.
Okay. Dr. Odu, the last question on this segment. It may sound hypothetical, but let me ask you. God did not consult Nigerians before he deposited crude oil in our backyard. All we need to do is to just dig it out, harness it, process it, and then sell it and make money for the betterment of society. And today we are grappling. We are grappling with widespread poverty, widespread hunger, untold hardship, and things like that. I want you to imagine in Nigeria, with the kind of mindset that our leaders have, I want you to imagine in Nigeria without crude oil.
Maybe it will have been better for us, because it's like the crude oil came to destroy all that we had. In the cocoa of the western Nigeria, the granite heap in the north, and the coal in the southwest and in the east.
They were all before the oil.
They were out, and they were generating resources with which our post-independent leaders were able to manage the economy of the three regions. We were doing well. But it's like when this oil came, we became so lazy, we became so despondent, we became so we don't care anymore. It's like the well that has spoiled the life of the child in the house. That's the way I see it.
Okay, Doctor?
Yes.
We're going on a short break, and when we return, the program continues, but we're going to shift gears to regional development topic. Please don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. If you are just joining us, you are still on to the Polity, coming to you live from the Abuja studios of King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network, commonly referred to as KAFTANTV. And my name has not changed. It is still Macauley Hunohashi, your uncle. And with me in the studio is Dr. Olukayode Obayomi, a specialist, communication specialist, as well as security expert. Doctor, we're shifting gears now to the bill seeking to establish another intervention agency for the Niger Delta region to be known as the South-South Development Commission, recently passed second reading in the Senate and has been sent to the Special Duties Committee for further consideration. It is sponsored by Senator Ekpenyong Asuko of Calabar South and co-sponsored by all the 17 senators of the region. None of them was missing. And the Senate President, Senator Gospel Akpabio, is said to be the brain behind the legislation. And many people believe that he has staked his political capital on it and wants it passed by all means. What do you think?
Yeah, it's one thing to establish a commission. It's another thing for us, for those commission established to deliver their mandate. Because like I said, we've had committees, bodies, commissions in this country. Look at the one we have from the days of Umpadek through the one we have now, and what impact has, given the resources they've been allocated, what is the real impact on the life of the ordinary Niger Delta person? It's just a way of, we see how these places have been, these regional bodies have been used to siphon money. You remember the episode in the house, off the mic, when people were talking about the level of corruption going on in the South-South agency.
Northeast Development, no.
Northeast, yeah, the South.
Niger Delta Development.
Niger Delta, yes, then. This is a septic of corruption. And I just hope, for once, we have good ideas, we have good structures, but it's just for these structures to run and function properly in the interest of the people, for them to be able to achieve their mandates. That is it. It's a good idea. It's good for them to rush over. The assembly, if they want to pass something, it doesn't take them one day, or if they want to pass, they can do first reading, second reading, third reading, and pass, if they want to do it. But where is this thing going to land the ordinary Nigerian? How beneficial is it going to be to the ordinary Nigerian? And recently, we thought they established a ministry of regional something, that we thought they wanted to aggregate and bring together all the agencies that are established in the interest of the regions. But this one is coming up again. And I think our lawmakers should also liaise with the executive body when we are coming up with some of these ideas of establishing agencies, because the executive body will need to implement whatever they pass into law.
Okay. Doctor, in 2017, the Senate created the Northeast Development Commission, the first of such regional body established after NDDC. That's the Niger Delta Development Commission, which was established in 2000, the year 2000. And now the Northeast Development Commission was necessitated by the need to rebuild the Northeast after years of decimation by terrorist attacks.
Yes.
You know, many people supported its creation and argued that because of our interconnectedness, any part of the country left behind would be a drag on the rest of the country. Since then, similar regional development agencies have been created for the other 4 regions, and that is the Northwest Development Commission, the Southwest Development Commission, the Southeast, and the North Central Development Commission. And that is why the Southerners are saying they need their own commission. You know, they put on the argument. Some people are arguing that you have the NDDC.
Yes.
So that will amount to duplication for you to have South-South Development Commission. But there are other schools of thought that are saying the NDDC goes beyond the operational boundaries of only the South-South, because it includes Imo State, Ogun State, and states like Abia. Is it Abia? Yes, Abia State, as oil-producing states. Yeah. So the South-South Development Commission will only serve the developmental needs of the South-South region, which is comprising 5 states. What do you think?
To me, it's like a duplication, because most of the states in the South-South are in the Niger Delta district. And they also have, I don't know, it's just, you know, Nigerians, once a region starts something, everybody is jealous of the other person. I want to have my own, I want to have this, creating structures, wasting money, because all those people, they have their executive, they will buy cars, they will have offices, they do all these things, and at the end of the day, are they going to deliver on their mandate? You see, we need structures, but when structures are too many, functions will be difficult to perform. When you put a role, you have a role for 5 people, now you go and put 20 people, there will be confusion, mismanagement, because you have more hands than what you need to make the team function very well. So why I'm not against people having their own rights, just like other people from other regions, but we should be wary of just creating structures that will not deliver the dividend of democracy to our people. If those things will work out well, it should not be done because they have done it in the north, they have done it in the middle belt, as we should have our own. That is the idea that is driving some of these agencies that they are proposing. It's just born out of a rivalry, unhealthy rivalry amongst the different parts of the country, and that's what is killing us. We don't do things on merit. We do it based on the fact that my brother, I have done it to my brother, I must do it, even if the thing is not going to be useful to me. At times, some of these things are not useful. But if you say you want to have it, make sure that they are able to deliver on their mandate.
I think, Doctor, I told your line completely, because there's this argument. Someone from the North Central, we had a heated argument with somebody from the South-South. And the guy from the South-South was telling him that you recently had a creation of a North Central Development Commission, even with the existence of Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Commission, HYPADEC. Commission. So which is the same thing with NDDC. And but my own takeaway from that argument was that how could you justify the existence of these commissions, when you juxtapose the funding that went in line with the fiscal infrastructure that are not in tandem with the money that has been expended?
That is it. You see, some of these commissions or structures are just established for people to have positions. But by the time they establish them, maybe you have a managing director, you have an accountant, you have a director of this and that with vehicles, and to even focus on their mandate becomes difficult. So to me, it's just extending this corrupting to another, taking it to another level. So let us establish structures that will address the local needs of each area. It doesn't mean because you have established a commission in the South-South or in the Northeast, because the Northeast has problems due to the Boko Haram trouble. Then what about areas that doesn't have problem in that dimension? Do things that will benefit them in that area, things that they need to revamp the economy of those areas. It doesn't mean we have to be jealous of ourselves. We have to engage in unhealthy rivalry because this one has had the structure. Let us do things for each region of the country where they have the economies of scale, where those projects will impact positively in a place. Maybe you need somebody we need a structure that will cater for employment. Maybe you need structures in other places that will cater for businesses. Like in the Southeast, you establish a commission that will help people develop their business, those the small scale industries to develop. Maybe in other areas in the north, you have other industries that will face agricultural products that come from that area. So it doesn't mean we have to be involved in unhealthy rivalry. I want this because my brother has it. Our needs differ from one another. Our backgrounds and our culture differs from one another. So what should be done? The government should look at the need of the peculiarity of the particular area. What they do, our traditional engagement in terms of business and investment, and they should focus more on that, build on that, let everybody have his own area of advantage, and let you harness those areas of the advantages, and so that we'll now come together aggregate what we have done in the different regions, and it will help the country grow. The need of the South-South may not be the need of the South-West, may not be the need of the South-East. But now that everybody is talking about commission, creating structures, now they were talking about no science commission to harness. We are not hearing anything about it. Those are a lot of agencies in this country that you start asking yourself. It will come to a time that maybe they will create an agency for nothing. So that they will be doing nothing.
Doctor, what would they be doing?
An agency for nothing. Somebody was telling me at the conference that they will create an agency for nothing, so that they will be doing nothing. So it's unfortunate.
That's very sarcastic.
Yes.
Very, very uncomplimentary, Doctor.
Yes.
Well,
we have too many agencies in this country.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. And I've gone through, I've had the privilege of going through the bill that set up Northeast Development Commission. I'm from the Northeast, and it was specific with regards to the siting of the Commission's headquarters in Maiduguri.
Yeah,
even in the midst of the Boko Haram attacks.
Yeah.
I've also gone through the bill to set up the South-South Development Commission, and the issue of location for the headquarters is conspicuously missing, and that is potential for conflict. Because knowing the kind of way we react in this country concerning issues of this nature, it is not specified. But I've heard somebody saying, well, since it was championed by the Senate President Gospel Akpabio, it has to be cited in Uyo. Because the NDDC the headquarters is cited in Port Harcourt. So this one has to go to Uyo because his argument says Uyo is more stable. The thinking of the average Nigerian politician is that you must bring dividend of democracy to your local people. As a Senate president, is a area of operation is the Nigerian state. You should think Nigerian. You should not be thinking about all these local peculiarities. Though you need to impact on your people in your locality, but as a Senate president, you are in charge of the National Assembly, the Senate. So your focus should be what you do to ensure there's benefit to every part of the Nigerian system. If it's not going to be beneficial to Nigeria to put, to the South-South, to put the headquarters of the Nuyo, why should we take it there? Is it for personal things? We are all boss of passage in these offices. We are not remembering. Look at the wires of those days. I was fortunate to go and work when I was in Secret Service. I was posted to Obudu in Cross River State. I was shown the house of wires, President Wires of the first President Senate. Joseph Wires. Yes. Who is talking about him now? Except maybe what he has done in office. Once in a while, people will talk about it. So let us think at the national level. Let us think in the interest of the country. So if it's going to be beneficial to cite the headquarters of that proposed commission in New York, good. But if it's going to be more beneficial in another state or at another location, it is good for us to allow it to flow, to do things on merit. That's one good thing I like with President Obasanjo, although Yoruba people don't like it. But the man was highly detribalized. It doesn't mean because he was a Yoruba man, he must take everything to look at his state. No airport in Ogun State. People were abusing him that he doesn't do it. But he said to me, I'm a Nigerian president. And that is how I think people should also think. Our leaders should think national. They should think of the holistic, the interest of the whole country, not just everything must go to my people. And how are we sure your people will be able to even manage it? How are we sure those structures will survive in your locality when you leave office? Maybe because you are there, people will start pumping money into that place. By the time you leave, they say, let's leave this man, Jerry. So we should not do things on personal consideration. We should do things on national and the interest of the national interest, so that things will always work out. Let's do things on merit. Talking about national interest, you're talking like someone who was on one of the national TV stations yesterday, who argued that most of these demands are not nationalistic, in nature, because they lack nationalistic fervor. Yes. And that when you begin to hear politicians talk about, agitating for things to come to their area or constituents, look at the timing. Because elections could be by the corner, so they want to grandstand, so that they can be local champions to their people. Their people will say, yes, we elected him, this is what he has done. Not because of the love for the people, not because he is a nationalist. What do you think?
Most of the time, it's not to deceive people. When elections are around, they come and promise Naira will become $5, dollar will become $1. Petrol will be available. This one will be available. just to deceive the people. When you get there, you cannot do it. Don't we have shame? People should have shame. If you make promises, you should strive to fulfill them, not just to deceive the people. Because elections are coming, you now go back to your locality. I want them to give them a school that they don't need. I want you to give them a structure that they don't need.
Doctor, we have
an
a
institution.
caller.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon once again,
Yes,
my amiable presenter.
Yes, Odudu, I was expecting your perspective on this, and I know you're going to call.
Yes, thank you so much.
Go ahead, yes, Odudu.
Yes, good afternoon once again to Doki,
Thank-
Dr. Spencer, Hallelujah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, regional development,
Yes.
how viable are they? Thank God I'm calling from one of the states,
Exactly.
the Niger Delta.
Exactly.
Yes, and it's quite unfortunate, let me say it. It's quite unfortunate. The Niger Delta Development Commission has failed the people of Niger Delta. If you ask me, I will tell you that it's more or less a conduit type of corruption. People that go there want to only amass wealth and then come to better their lots. But that is not still withstanding.
Yeah.
When I heard the news of scrapping the ministry, I knew some of these things will actually crop up. The issue of another bill, someone sponsoring another bill now for the creation of a South Development Commission.
Yeah.
Commission, just as Doki is saying. Commission that are not viable. Commission that they create a basis of build up political patronage to actually wait people that they are working. How about commission? Take for example now, if you actually have the interests of your people at heart, you don't even need to go and be clamoring for creation of South Commission now. Instead, you should go back and be clamoring for why not retaining Niger Delta ministry? Because of the peculiarity of that ministry. One, if you look at the South, we have 6 states. It cuts across southeast, 2 states, Imo and Abia. Ondo in the southwest is there. Then with the 6 states in the south states, you should be clamoring, saying that the president, please, your wisdom, we want you to retain this ministry because of the peculiarity. It would have been better.
Yeah.
Why clamoring for South Development Commission? It's quite unfortunate. How viable are they? Because you want your political cronies or friends to be appointed as the commission secretary, executive secretary or chairman, or it should be located in your place so that they will clap out for you during the election. You use it as the basis of campaign. What a shame in this country. It is quite unfortunate.
Yes, Odudu.
Our leader should think nationalistic in their view, in their thoughts. They should be nationalistic for once, please. It's quite unfortunate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you, Odudu, for your perspective all the time. Whenever he calls in, brilliant perspective there. Did you know that the Senate on Thursday approved 15% from the Consolidated Revenue Fund as source of funding, for the newly created zonal development commissions by member states. Every state government, 15% from its consolidated revenue will be removed and then to be kept in an account for those commissions. The approval followed consideration and adoption of the report with the Senate Committee on Special Duties on the bills establishing those commissions. Let's take this caller before you respond to that question. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Go ahead, your name,
Good
please.
afternoon, sir.
We can hear you.
I'm James from Ondo State.
James. What did you say your name is?
Sir.
What's your name?
James from Ondo State.
James. Go ahead.
James.
Go ahead, James.
Sir, I want who will have contributed to your discussion, but the volume of your radio station, your television station is not as loud.
The volume is not as loud. Okay, our technicians are going to do something about it. You are the first person to complain.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
We appreciate you. Go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear. Okay, we can't hear him. James from Mondo said he's complaining that our volume is too low for us. He cannot hear us, but he's the only one who has made this complaint. Yes. The Senate on Thursday, like I was saying, approved 15% that will be removed from the Consolidated Revenue Fund to be given to the development commissions for their activities. What do you think?
It's just those commissions must run. Since they have been established, there must be source of funding for them. But to what use are these funds that will be taken away from the Consolidated Revenue Fund be to the average Nigerian? That's always my question.
State governors are already kicking again.
They won't be happy because you are taking away from them.
They will fight it and they will go to court.
So this is always going forward and backward, taking from robbing Peter to paper. All these things is just born out of corruption. And you find out that all these agencies they are establishing, some of these people that are in the house will go there to go and be taking contracts. And the contracts they will not implement. And the people will be the one to suffer, to bear the brunt at the end of the day. So why not we have enough structure in this country to address the needs of Nigerians. And the needs are so multidimensional that you don't need to be creating structures. Just go to the area, ask for do their need assessments, what they need for their survival in that area, address it directly. And let us not do much of a structural establishment.
Okay,
that is
let's take this caller, Doc.
Yes.
Hello? Good afternoon, you are on to the Polity from KAFTANTV Live. Go ahead, please. Go ahead, we can hear you on. Okay, Doctor, like you said, several lawmakers, including, Yahya Abdullahi, representing Kebbi North, of PDP, and Wasi. Okay, go ahead. Hello? Hello, you're on to the Polity. Please go ahead. Hello? Hello?
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
From Port Harcourt. What's your name, sir?
My name is Kelechi.
Kelechi from Port Harcourt. Go ahead with your contribution.
I'm trying to key in with what the other caller said before now.
Okay.
This replication of duties, agencies, I don't understand the reason, but I know that the reason behind all these things are to appoint friends and family to manage agencies or manage ministries. But if this must come to this, why not then establish a kind of regional development? Our South is as a region, Southeast, Northwest, everywhere. This region, the governors, they will have a body that will be knowing the indigenous problems they want to solve. Rather for them to establish such establish another ministry, dissolving other ministry that are doing the same job. So if not about corruption, or about nepotism, or about mutuality with friends, I don't see why they are replicating all these things. So in my own conclusion or my own suggestion, I'm trying to say that the governors they want to set up an institution like that. Now they want to take up 15% from the state to fund it. They should provide external funding for those people. So for me, they should dissolve that thing. It doesn't worth it. They should dissolve it, let the region itself know the indigenous problem and solve it themselves. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kelechi. You heard what he said. Could you respond to a few of them? We're winding down.
No, he's saying that creating all these structures are just meant most of the time to patronize political friends, yes, political acolytes, their leakies, and for electoral gains. And this should not be the interest, should not be the focus of our leaders.
Okay, let's take this last caller. Hello, good afternoon. You are going to be our last caller. Some children are screaming in the background.
I don't play that.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Olumide.
Olumide, please, we're from where?
Yes, actually I wanted to talk about the petrol price.
Okay, go ahead, it's your show. Olumide from where?
From Jabi here.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about the price.
There are like 4 states that I see that they are not serious in governance or government in Nigeria. Those states, the reason why I said that is that I believe they should have local refineries of their own, and they are River State, Delta State, Bayelsa State, and Lagos State, because of their revenue capacity. You understand?
Okay.
So when you have states like that that are not seeing critical, we just conclude that we are joking. Now, let me just set that aside. I have said now. I will now go back to the main thing. You see, we are not ready to have a progressive country. What I think the president now is to manage our complexity. We are a complex country, very cumbersome, very complex.
Yes, that's right.
See, we are yet to agree on an agenda to follow or to do. When we have an agenda, I mean a common one, a common goal, a common agenda, it is not the agenda of a particular lawmaker going to the National Assembly in propagating religious agenda or ethnic agenda. We have so many agendas and they are all conflicting because we are yet to have a common agenda, a common goal that we should. See, if we are a football team, if Nigeria as a state, as a range, as a subject is a football team, we will never win any match because we have different agenda. Because the agenda of the football team is to score a goal, is to win.
Thank you.
See, we have so many players in Nigeria that want to score home goal, that want to attack his own player. So that's one. Let us have an agenda first, a common dialogue, to have an agenda that we will follow. That is it. It is not us, it's not this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Olumide. Beautiful. Doc, 20 seconds, your last thoughts.
Yeah, like you said, we should have a common focus as a nation. Our leaders should focus at all times on the interest of the people. And Nigerians too should be ready to support the government at all times. I know Nigerians are always ready. They are always ready to do the right thing once they have the proper directive from the government. But in most cases, when they are ready to follow government in their quest to revamp the economy of the nation or do the right thing, they get disappointed because the leadership doesn't show discipline. The leadership doesn't show focus. Once the leadership is focused and disciplined, the Nigerian people are easy to govern. Okay. That's the way I see it. And our people should cooperate with government, and government too should do the right thing for the people. Thank you very much.
Well, Dr. Obayomi, thank you for coming to the Polity today in Abuja, the nation's capital. We appreciate you whenever we ask you to come. You've always heeded our advice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, that's the size of our program. Thank our numerous viewers and our vibrant callers for calling in. Let me reiterate that all comments by our callers were their personal opinion. There has no relationship with the editorial policy of KAFTANTV. I remain yours truly, Macauley, Hunohashi saying, thanks for being there and bye for now. See you next time.